There's going to be certain unique things that are going on in your life that other people will be able to identify with. And we think, well, this is about business, this is not about me. But you could have someone offering, you know, the very same product, the very same package as you, or something very similar. But actually, what's going to be the thing that's going to get them to buy it from you rather than from you? It's really about you as a personality and your values. So standing out in the crowd is really about being very clear about who you are, being clear about your values. So these are the little things that actually helps you to stand out in the crowd. Make yourself memorable. And that's not being something that you're not. That's actually using what you've already got and not being afraid to announce and use what you've got. You stand out in the crowd, that what it's meaningful to you. I'd not do what I do, but do what you do really well and decide what it is. But be aware, it's really important that you do that. There was some research, Carnegie Foundation and Stanford did some research about the things that actually gets you to stand out. Be you're about your product and your business, and then it used to be about who you knew in the industry, and now it's about you. It's about who you are. That's what business is all about. Even if you're doing business in China, it's about who you are. It's about your personality. And so the Carnegie research, 85% of what they account to you doing well, your success, either in terms of promotion in business or in terms of your earning potential, is down to what? It's down to your interpersonal skills. It's down to your social skills in business, in life. 85% is down to your interpersonal skills. It's not down to if you've got the best product. If you're, you know, it's all down to you and your personality. So even if you're employed or self-employed, it's so important to put your personality first, not to be afraid about finding out about those unique values, your unique things. The things that are important to you are going to also be important and engage your customers as well. 85%, that's massive. So all of us could be in exactly the same business, but the reason why I'll choose you or you or you or you is because of that 85%, not because of the product or service. I was at the Chamber of Commerce events, and it was Willie Walsh, who's the chair. It was his leaving presentation. And I sat next to, you know, I always sit next to men. When you go out to these business events, there's a handful of women. They all stick together. When I go in, I always speak to women. That's my warm-up. But when I'm sitting down, if I'm sitting at a table, I'm sitting at a table where there's mainly men. I'm making an entrance, and I'll say, you know, something silly like room for a little one, or, you know, like I'm you know, a bit of colour amongst all you grey suited people. They love it. They absolutely love it, because they think that people are going to be really shy and retiring, or they feel uncomfortable with a woman on the table because they all group together just like women. But as soon as you announce yourself, then they sit up and they, oh, this is going to be fun, and they all want to sit next to you and they all want to talk to you. I've stood out in my crowd. I've announced the fact that I've arrived. All the men then want to start talking to you. I mean, some of them are boring old farts. I don't want to talk to them anyway. But the rest of them, you've announced the fact that you're there. You're not afraid of them. You're not going to be intimidated, and they're more excited. They're sick of but male talk is not that interesting, really. So they do love talking to women, finding out what's going on. You're more likely to get connections. You're more likely to get business cards. I won't say who happens in this auditorium, very important person, chair of a massive company, but you wouldn't know, they're all grey-suited people. So I sat next to him, and we had a little bit of a running joke about, you know, have I got, you know, vodka in it, whatever, because I'm, you know, quite lively kind of thing. So I sat down, so he was implying that I was on the alcohol and everything like that. We swapped cards, and I said, oh, so you're a sir then, are you, kind of thing, you know. And when we got up, I didn't bother him, we got up and went up the stairs, and he said, oh, make sure you connect with me. Do you know how many people in the room would love to have connected with that person? I didn't know who he was, I didn't really care, but actually he remembered me because I stood out in the crowd, really, and I had a little bit of a joke with him. It opens the door. It's really not being afraid to actually announce the fact that you're here. So I'm connected with this person on LinkedIn. If I sent him a message previously, there's no way he would have connected with me, but I made myself memorable. And it was just me. It's not being afraid of my personality, not being afraid, you know, that I should be shy and retiring and sit down quietly and whatever. No, I'm not going to do that. And I absolutely urge you not to do that.